No matter how bad you want Air Neos and Speed Duels, it's not gonna happen.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Air Neos has been revered as one of the only cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Besides Blood Memphis that hasn't had a reprint ever since its original concept. And it's had plenty of opportunity. The Legendary Collection GX box, the Raw Yellow Mega Pack, any iteration of GX memorabilia. Heck, Instant Contact's art is 100% the proof that we will no longer ever have Air Neos in any art form, in any iteration. For those that don't know that backstory, in the GX intro, this is what it used to look like, and you can clearly see Air Neos in the background, but since then, they've just erased him completely, and Instant Contact's art is the perfect depiction of that. To this day, the only two cards that have Air Neos featured on it in the TCG is both Air Neos himself and Dimension Explosion. Since then, we've never had this card featured on anything, anywhere, and there's always been these various speculations as to why. There's so many different rumors, there's so many different things. I don't even know which one's the truth, so I'm not gonna begin to try and dissect that one. That's a separate video. No guys, I'm here to tell you why this card will absolutely not be in the new Midterm Destruction box. It won't be. They're not. Speed Duels is not the exception. They are not printing this card. It's still, to this day, never going to have a reprint. And if Kazuki Takahashi was the X factor to maybe change that, unfortunately he's no longer with us, so that's not going to help anyone. That said, I think there's an alternative here if Speed Duels wants to incorporate all of the Neospatians, which they seem to want to do based on the product description, and that is, give us a skill that basically acts like Air Neos. Air Neos' effect is the following. It's a contact fusion of both Elemental Hero Neos and Neospatian Air Hummingbird. While your life points are lower than your opponent's, this card gains attack equal to the difference, and it returns to the extra deck during the end phase. Of course, Neospace is the card that prevents that. They could easily make a skill that essentially replicates this card's effect without having to print this card. And then essentially by doing that, you dodge the fact that you can't print Air Neos for whatever reasons. And you essentially give us the closest iteration to a reprint of Air Neos since Air Neos. Since the set release of Strike of Neos, which for those that don't know, was 2007. God, I went to that sneak peek. I am so old. Anyways, the fact that we could get a essentially playable version of the card in this if they give a skill similar to it is actually pretty nuts. Considering the fact that, like, you can't reprint the card, right? So if the thought process is you can't reprint the card, you can't have a legal copy in Speed Duels, since you can only play Speed Duels cards in Speed Duels. So what better way to fix that than to make a skill based on the card? I think this is gonna happen. I feel like you can't release Jaden's Neospatians and not include. Well, Air Hummingbird will be in here 100%, but you can't not put Air Neos in the box. Like you're missing a core piece of his strategy. And yeah, you can't use this artwork because that's apparently the rumor is they don't want the art out there anymore. So it would have to be some other art. But I mean, most of the skills so far, all the skills mostly have just been Jaden's picture or characters' pictures. So who's to say it just won't be another one of those? And for those that'll want to be like, oh well, Air Neos was barely summoned in the anime. Jaden has much worse cards that were summoned less frequently in the anime than this, and they still get reprints to this day, so it's definitely not that. No, this is going to be wild if this is a confirmed thing. I thought we were going to get a reveal of the set on Friday, but we never did. So as of recording this, I'm recording this on March 17th. I expect to get the revealed box tomorrow. Monday being the 18th. I'll be shocked if we don't, because we are less than 2 weeks now away from the release, and usually they do those YouTube spoiler videos 2 weeks before release, so it'd either be on a Friday or a Monday. I completely expected it to be on that Friday, but no, it'll probably be the Monday now, so expect tomorrow for hopefully a full spoiler, hopefully a full set spoiler, but definitely. If they don't do this concept, they should definitely think about doing it for the future. Because that way you can kind of get your own Air Neos. Now, what would you do? Would the skill, obviously this skill here is a bluff, it's a fake, it's just ha ha ha, funny joke. What would you do? Would you give Neos, the monster, the ability that Air Neos would have? I don't know, that sounds kind of crazy. Or would you have to have it like one of your Neos fusions gains this effect, or gets you like discard a card and for the turn its effects are treated as this, which would be Air Neos' effects. I don't know. There's a multitude of different ways you can go about this. But guys, I just wanted to like throw out this video real quick. I've seen some people like talk about how this is where we're finally getting Air Neos, and no, that couldn't be farther from the truth. We're definitely not getting a reprint of that card. We never will get a reprint of that card. For again, reasons that there's too many to count. But they could definitely do this type of concept, and I think if they did, it would be really, really cool. So let me know down in the comments what you think of an Air Neos skill to try to mitigate having Air Neos, you know, having a reprint of Air Neos without having a reprint of Air Neos, if you will. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
For more amazing Speed Duel content, subscribe to Yuki Bros. It's time to duel!